ATRI started doing the annual Top Industry Issues Survey in 2005 as a way to really identify what are the issues that are most pressing in the trucking industry, and probably more important, what does the industry think we should collectively be doing about it. Certainly at ATRI, we use the results of the annual survey to help our Research Advisory Committee members figure out what research needs to be done to tackle a number of these top industry issues.
What was surprising and new on this year's list?
Well, two surprises this year. We had a new entrant to the top 10 list, speed limiters, and we know that that likely generated out of the FMCSA notice of intent to enter into a rulemaking process in 2023 on speed limiters. So drivers predominantly are very concerned about the topic. It's been on the driver list for a number of years, but this is the first time it cracked through the top 10. The other one is, after 5 years of being the number one issue on the survey, the driver shortage was number 2 this year, toppled by fuel prices.
Dennis, does your fleet, what's your approach to speed limiters, and what are you guys thinking and planning ahead as this works through the rule processing?
Basically, from inception of our company, the speed limit has been 65 miles per hour. We've had pressure over the years to move up on the speed limit and had not done it. We've waited for a number of years from FMCSA to bring a ruling forth, and we're kind of excited that the notice of intent is out there. So we're waiting to see what may happen. And you know, it's always good to be able to tell your drivers, hey, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We use, it's not an economic situation as far as speed limit, it's a safety situation. And so, you know, we hope that the ruling comes out that they stay within the 65 or 70 miles an hour.
Truck parking was high up on the list this year. How, Dennis, do you as a carrier approach that? Because it was very high on the driver's side, but also appeared on the carrier side as well. What's a different approach maybe that the industry or government can take towards this issue?
Well, number one, I was glad to see it move up on the carrier side, because it has been an issue for us as a carrier. And basically, we've listened to our drivers. Again, it's a distractor for our drivers that we want to remove. But I think there's going to be federal dollars poured into this issue, but I think it goes beyond the federal reach. I think our states and local municipalities are going to have to work on this issue as well, from planning boards, making sure that there's enough of parking in some of these industrial parks to accommodate the trucks in and out of those facilities each and every day.
Rebecca, you know, you've been doing this, ATRI's been doing this list for years. Is there anything that surprises you year in and year out on it? Do you learn something new about the industry?
Well, certainly a pleasant surprise this year was the increased number of drivers who participated in this survey. In fact, a higher percentage of drivers than actual motor carriers, 47% driver respondent base, and 38% motor carrier respondent base. And so we're thrilled that drivers realize this is a way to have their voice collectively heard.
What suggestions do you give to carriers and to drivers about how should they be interpreting these results?
Well, I have repeatedly said, when you look at the contrasting two lists, motor carriers and drivers, that and routinely motor carriers rank shortage and retention as their top two concerns. And I always say, if your top two concerns are finding and keeping the best drivers, then you need to understand what drivers say concerns them most. And this year, that's truck parking.
And Dennis, how do you and your fleet use these results? Do you use it to help improve your operations or your thinking and your business?
You know, much the same as Rebecca said, you've got to listen to what the drivers are saying, because the drivers are the backbone of our companies, the backbone of the nation right now. So we've got to listen to them and take action and make sure there's not a disconnect between our drivers and management and leadership and the trucking industry.
That's great. Well, thank you both for your time. Congratulations. I know this is a big project.